Adam Peaty has just gone ahead and made Olympic history, winning his second gold medal in men's swimming. So after that, he went out on Twitter and said he's going to take a 1-month mental health break so he can catch up with his family and recharge, ready for the next games. You'd think that's totally reasonable, but some people have actually called him out on that, saying some really quite nasty things. And I take that personally as a doctor and future family medicine practitioner. So in this video, I'm going to read out these comments and I'm going to give my response to them. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Saramed and I am a doctor working in London. I make videos about health. If that is something that you're into, please hit the subscribe button so you can stay informed. I'm not going to leave you waiting much longer. This is why you're here. So Piers Morgan, first of all, high profile, and what he said is even higher profile. I love Peaty and he's a great champion, but we do need some perspective about sporting pressure. As an ENT doctor in LA once told me during a round of golf when I said he had a big pressure putt in sports, real pressure is performing emergency tracheotomies on babies. I am not going to detract from an emergency tracheostomy procedure on a baby. That is pressure, 100%. And that's coming from someone who just came off an ENT rotation and has dealt with airway emergencies. When you see someone who cannot breathe and you are the basically only thing between them and death, that is scary. I also think that anyone who has ever done a job interview or an exam knows it does not need to be a life-threatening situation for pressure to be on your shoulders. And if someone asked us to sit in an exam or do a job interview every single day for years non-stop, we would struggle as well, because nobody can put in 100% effort for an extended period of time. And that seems to be what athletes have to do. Now, there's a principle in economics that applies here, which is called the Pareto principle. And that is that 80% of the results occur with only 20% of the effort. So what does that mean? Well, think about it like this. If you've got a toothpaste tube, when it's first opened and it's full, you can just squeeze it a little bit and you get plenty of toothpaste coming out. But as soon as you get closer and closer to the end, you start to have to roll it and squeeze really hard, and still nothing is coming, only tiny dribs and drabs. Elite athletes are at the end of that tube and they have to keep squeezing every last drop of effort they can to get that extra millisecond to hit the world record or get the gold medal. Imagine doing that day in, day out. That is tough. Now, add on the pressure of a nation watching 20 million people a day and your goal of trying to unify that nation and a lifetime of work, and you have the recipe for a lot of pressure. So there is sporting pressure, Piers, and you know it. And I tell you why you know it, because you made a tweet in 2018 saying that Cristiano did an immense job scoring a penalty under such pressure. And I show you a tweet here. So, if there's no such thing as sporting pressure, why would you make that tweet? Also, why would you, when you're being grilled by your colleague on your TV channel about Meghan Markle, walk off the stage if there's no pressure except ENT life or death emergencies? I think you were feeling the pressure then. So the next comment was, holy moly, another mental healther. It's amazing with all our advances in our living conditions, our unequaled healthcare and standard of living. There are some who think they are hard done by. We've never had it so good, yet some would like us all to think it's a hard life. Okay, first of all, would it kill you to use a comment? I feel like I'm hard done by having to read this sentence. I've got a very quick rebuttal to this point. They're talking about being alive, but sport makes us feel alive. And that's what Adam Peaty is trying to make us do by performing at his most elite level, to give us the adrenaline rush and the further motivation to help us achieve our own dreams while he achieves his. So on to the next. Simple. This is getting pathetic. That's all it says. I mean, it seems like people don't see mental health condition as an actual diagnosis. They see it as someone just crying out for help or struggling, crumbling under the pressure. But the truth is, the mind is like a muscle. If you don't rest it, how is it going to recover so you can perform at your optimal level again? Doesn't make sense. Another person, I think this whole mental health thing has gone a bit far. Same as the last. People who say that this mental health thing has gone too far are clearly not well versed in the power of the mind-body connection. Let me give you an example. The placebo effect. You take a sugar pill and you convince someone that this is going to really help their pain. And their pain actually goes down. And not only that, but the body's effects related to that pain also go down with it. Heart rate goes down, blood pressure as well. So imagine how important that is to an elite athlete who needs to perform at their maximum output. Pretty important. Here's another one, another paragraph, brace yourself. Don't you start, Adam. If only the struggling employers and their employees could take an entire month out to recharge their batteries. Employers all stressed out with COVID-19. Employees struggling to feed themselves and their families at this particular testing time for one and all. Now, when one really thinks about it, Adam, you and your sporting colleagues are only playing games. A well-subsidized hobby, so to speak. It might be a game for someone who is just watching while sitting at home, but for someone who has obviously devoted their entire life to becoming an expert in that field, it is no longer a game. It represents so much more than that, and giving everything you have for so long with only a 2-week break in the last 7 years. The person who wrote that comment is the type of person who would say to carry on trying to squeeze the toothpaste tube rather than refill it or replace it with a new one, which he is exactly doing by giving himself some time off to recharge his batteries. There's so much hypocrisy in what some of these people say. There's lack of consistency, and it's particularly in some of the media outlets. And the last thing I want to say is about viewership bias. A media outlet has really one purpose, and it's not providing factual, high quality, unbiased information. It's getting as many views as physically possible. And the best way to do that is by sensationalizing news as much as possible. That's why Piers Morgan brought in so many viewers when he was in Good Morning Britain. But it backfired when he ended up being politely asked to leave. And now no longer presents for them, and lots of other presenters and channels do not want to work with him anymore due to some of the controversial things that he said. So, in conclusion to this video, on a positive note, I would like to end with Adam Peaty's victory speech and what he said about his performance and what it means to him and his family and the country.
As cringy as it sounds, you know, I do this all for my family and my friends and for the people back home, to inspire them as much as possible and to show, look, it doesn't matter if you go through hell, as long as you crawl out every single day, and if you open your eyes and the sun rises, go for it.
So you out there watching this video, take heed of his words. Look, imagine, you know, we all go through good times, we all go through bad times, but when you are in the dark, always find that one single strand of light that is available and follow it to the best of your ability. And before you know it, things will brighten up. I hope you have found this video useful, enjoyable, and educational. If you have, hit the like button. It adds an extra strand of light into my dark room and sends this video to new audiences and helps them learn something from it and benefit by the YouTube algorithm. Take care. I'd love to hear your thoughts below. What do you think? Should he take a mental health break, or should he keep firing on, troopering on, like some would suggest? And I will see you in the next video. I've been really enjoying making these videos, and you guys have been supporting me so much. Our growth has just kept going and going. So I'm just doubling down. I'm making 2 videos a week now, and I think I'm going to try and keep up with that for the foreseeable future. So it means even more to me by hearing from you. Go follow me on Insta. I'm active there, posting stories all the time. I'd love to engage with you guys. So take care, peace out, and I will see you in the next one.